we're joined today by my girl Khyanah. Hey, girl.
Hello, how is everybody?
We are ready. Okay.
Yes. I'm so excited. I'm so happy that you asked me. I was so excited when
Oh
you
my
asked me
gosh,
that
I'm
question
so
about the
excited that you're here.
podcast. I was like, period. Let's put diamond. Let's do it.
Period. Look, this is about to be some juicy stuff.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, for real. For real. Let's dive
So,
in. Dive straight in, girl.
hey, look. Okay. So today we're going to talk about what it's like being a young Black person of color, business owner, entrepreneur, creator. And the goal is to really encourage you as a creator, young or old, to chase after your dreams and create the life that you want to live, regardless of what these hating people got to say. So,
Amen. Amen. Keep going. Keep going, girl.
look, okay, look, I'm going to be on this mic preaching, okay? Don't do that.
Right.
So, Khyanah girl, tell us your story. How did you get to where you are today?
So where did it even start? So I'm Khyanah. I'm 21 years old and I'm a business owner. And it's really crazy to say that at such a young age because to get to where I was right now, the beauty project, it was super complicated because I had graduated high school when the pandemic was happening. So the world and everything was just in such a different atmosphere at the time. And I honestly was so confused. I was kind of just going with the flow with everybody else. And I really did want to go to college. That was my initial plan. And I got really good scholarships. I really wanted to venture out of Texas. But
Mhm.
in my head, I am not a schoolgirly. I will procrastinate and just, the books are not for me. I am not a bookworm. It's just not me. And I was just like going to college because everyone else was doing that. But then I'm like,
Mhm.
60K just to stay online in my room. No, we ain't doing that. So I was like, you know what? What else can I do? And I was, I have always loved beauty growing up before I was even born in the womb. My mom, she's always been self-employed. She's owned her own businesses and she's actually owned her own salon. So growing up, I was always in the salon and I was always sweeping, just helping her out, cutting my sister's hair when I wasn't supposed to for fun and doing my dad's feet when we were younger, just in a mop bucket and just beauty has always been instilled in my life. It's just I honestly didn't think of that as an option right after. But you know what? When COVID hit, I was, let me just go to beauty school and see how it is because my mom was like, if you do this route, it's still a trade college. And she was just do it, try it out. You never know. You might like it. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to Paul Mitchell, I'm going to Aveda, and, I'm liking what I'm seeing, but girl, them prices, I was like, oh, jump scare. I was like, this is a lot. And out of nowhere, my cousin actually was going to one that's called the Beauty Point Academy. And it was on 410. She's a little bit farther. She was in Leon Valley, so that was like a 35-minute drive for me. So I was like, okay, whatever. With traffic, girl, it was like an hour and 30. So I was like, let me just see the school, right? Let me not
Mhm.
put doubt into it. Let me just go and check it out. And honestly, the vibe of the teacher, she was such a sweetheart. And right when I did a tour of the school, I really did like what I was hearing from her. And there it was a private school, so it wasn't as much as Palm Mitchell and Aveda. And she really sold me because she was like, you can get 13 certificates here, and there's a new program in Texas. How about you try doing just esthetician? My mom was really trying to push me to do cosmetology, which is hair, skin, and nails, but I don't know what was going on in my head, girl. I was like, I'm not gonna do hair because I've seen my mom do it her whole life. So to me, I was like, I don't want to do that. I really
Mhm.
want to focus on skin. So I was like, oh, I'll just do esthetician school. So, started doing that. And once I was in school, I really did doubt myself. I don't know why my self-esteem at the time, like, it was just not there. I don't know if I'm doing this. Like, I don't know if I did this because my mom wanted me to do it or because I wanted to do it. And again, I don't know if it was like COVID, the weird atmosphere. I was just so lost, but I was like, let me just give it a try. I'm already stuck with this debt.
Look,
Let me
okay,
just push through
that
it.
they're gonna follow you whether you want it to or not.
Right. So I was like, let me just do it. And I really honestly ended up loving it. And my teacher always wanted to know more things about her students. So she kept asking questions about me, and I was telling her I love art.
Mhm.
And, it was really, really slow because of COVID. Everyone was staying indoors. We had to wear a mask. And she's like, you know what? Like, why don't you start the nail program or try it? And I was like, well, I don't know if I want to do nails. And she was like, well, you never know. You might like it. Like, you love art. It's like working on a mini canvas. And I was like, you know what? That is true. So I was like, okay, let me see if I would like it. I tried it out for a week and I actually ended up liking it a lot. And
Mhm.
here we are today. I was in school for 1 year and 1 month. I made sure I was on it because it's 1,200 hours because there's a new
Mhm.
program in Texas where you can just get your esthetician and nail tech license.
Yeah.
And here I am doing both. And I'm literally booming with nails, honestly, only. And I'm so blessed because I have been getting booked out just with nails. And it's so weird because I did not want to do that at the start. And now here I am fully booked out with just that. And it's really because I had people around me that believed in me. And it was
Mhm.
just really rewarding now seeing all my work come to light right now. It's just so weird how everything evolves. So that's how that started. And it was a long story, but that's how that started. And that's how I got into the business of stuff because, girl, when I tell you, I thought drama was over right after high
Mhm.
school. These 50-year-olds are not
No,
playing. This
and that's
is
so funny
drama.
that your clientele, like, you be telling me stories. It'd be so funny that your clientele be like
And
these
I'm just like, oh
bougie
my
50
Lord.
year olds, like with all the drama, more drama
For
than like
real.
I've ever had in my entire life that I ever want.
Literally,
And
right. I'm like, I'm over here. I'm thinking I'm with the adults now. Let's get to business. No,
no,
I was like, oh my, what's going
no,
on?
no.
It was so weird because I don't know why I was just being so naive. I was just like, oh, I'm gonna be in beauty school with adults now. Like I get to learn, and I always like learning from other people. I'm a very visual learner, so I'm over here thinking, I'm with other grown adults. Let me learn something. No, negativity everywhere. And I was like, oh my God, this is crazy. I'm like, oh my Lord. Because, when I was in school, I will say I grasped onto a lot of the concepts really easily. But I
Mhm.
really do think it's because I grew up in this industry. My mom owned a full time salon. So there was hairs, nails, facials, like waxing going on. There was everything going on. So while I was there for that year, 1 month, I really advanced in school. Throughout that time, I honestly started teaching some of the other students how to do some of the work and stuff. So I think a lot of the other stuff stems from jealousy from all the other girls. And girl, when you're in a school with just all girls, it gets
Mhm.
catty up in there. And I'm like,
Mhm.
oh Lord. And they were like, well, why is she teaching? Why is she doing this? Like, she's only been here for X amount of months. Like, that's not fair. I've been here longer. But when you really have a passion for something, you know, your work just talks. So
Mhm.
I literally was, I mean, it's not my fault. I was like, Lord, I was like, just, and I do not do good with confrontation. That's one thing I need to do better on because it's not even confrontation, just sticking up for yourself and believing in yourself. If you know what
Yeah.
you got, what you bring to the table, there's going to be those haters and there's going to be jealous people and people that
Mhm.
just cannot stand but to talk shit. So I'm like, you know what?
And that's
Love
on
that.
them.
For
Look, that's
real
on them.
though.
That is
For
not your
real.
responsibility. It's not your fault that you're amazing.
And
Um,
I'm like, yeah, no, but
but
honestly, it's just asking questions. Like
mhm.
because I kind of was interested in it, I would ask questions all the time, like, hey, how do you do this? How do you do this?
Mhm.
Or what's this? Like, how can I perfect this? Like, and one thing I feel like people think it's bad is constructive criticism. I literally will
Mhm.
take that and eat it. Like, I want you to tell me, like, hey, what did I do wrong? Let me know so I can improve. Because without that, you're always going to stay at the same level. I need you to
Mhm.
tell me what I did wrong. Like, I need you to tell me, hey, can I fix this? Can I fix that? Because that will make me grow and be a
Mhm.
better person and a better beautician. So let me know. I don't take anything to heart. I want you to tell me what I can improve on.
Yes. Oh my gosh, that was so good. There is so much in that. We can go so many directions. I love that.
I'm like, hit me
No.
some more, girl.
No, I love that. I'm just like, she can just guide the podcast at this point. Just keep going, though. But oh my gosh, where do I even start? So first and foremost, I love to hear that you took that criticism. In order for us to even really like hone in on our craft and get better, is we have to take criticism. We have to fuck up, right?
Yes.
We
Yes.
have to fail and we have to be like, okay, we failed here, but what can we do to succeed next time, right? You're not going to learn, you're not going to get better if you don't fail. And that's also probably why those other girls were side eyeing you, because they were like, how dare she ask
Gulp.
questions? How
Fat,
dare she,
fat
right?
ass gulp. They're like,
And look, okay. And at the end of the day, they were projecting onto you what they couldn't do themselves. And so, of course, they're going to feel some type of way. And that's not
exactly.
your responsibility to deal with how they end up feeling. What your responsibility is getting those clients, okay, and making those coins.
I
Okay.
agree. I agree. Preach it.
Look, and then as well as, so here's like, it sounds like your mom had a lot of impact on in your life and like your decision to become a business owner to create the beauty project. So you are based here in little San Antonio, okay, and you are actually sharing the building with your mom.
Yes.
So because she also has her own clients here. And it's crazy because I actually met your mom the first time I came there, which by the way was at 5 a.m. this morning. I love you, but I will never come at 5 a.m. again. Yeah, no, but it was an emergency and I had to. But
Right.
okay,
Hey, you
and
gotta do what you gotta do.
look, you gotta do what you gotta do. And your girl was suffering, her nails were just struggling and screaming, and just dry.
Right.
And your mom was so sweet, and she bought me a Starbucks coffee.
She
And
did.
she did.
5
I
a.m.
was,
girl.
look, I remember
First
walking in so sad because I'm like, I don't have a coffee, and the only thing I can drink right now is my tears. Okay. And she came and offered me and bought me a coffee. And that is something that I will never
She
ever
woke
forget.
us up, girl. She
She
woke us
woke us
up.
up and I was ready to take on the day. I was like, let's go. Okay.
Right. That's
So
so
you
funny.
already kind of like went into what it was like for you growing up, but specifically your mom's impact on you, right? What was it like growing up for you under your mom, just seeing how hardworking she is? And was she really the one that actually taught you how to run a business?
Honestly, kind of both. I would say self-taught and just I feel like I have a lot of people around me that have businesses, so I'm always learning from that. And then just
Hmm.
literally this generation, we are given things at our hands. We have a phone that can
Hmm.
teach us so many things. YouTube University, honey.
Look, I'm telling you.
So there's so many things that are given to us that not a lot of other people have, and I'm so fortunate because growing up though, I think in a way I was not upset. I don't know a good word for it, but my mom was always working, you know.
Mm.
And now being in the salon with her, I take a lot of that anger back because I want to say like at some points I feel like I never even saw her, but we were given so many things because of her. So in a way, just because she wasn't always there, like we were always given things through her, and her hard work is because she is she's from Mexico. She was born and raised in Mexico, and then she came over when she was younger. She went to California, so she knows hard work, and she wasn't given everything growing up. So she is my example of like what hard work is, waking up at 5 a.m., getting things done. If you want something, you need to work for it. And if you want it now, you need to work harder. Like she's
Mm.
always grinding. And if she wants something, she's working even harder for it. So growing up, she made that her main priority and her family. And if we wanted something, we were given it because we were fortunate enough to have that given to us. Because if she didn't work the way that she did, we really wouldn't have half the things because, she gave us everything that we could ever imagine. And I'm so grateful for that. And I was sick for a little bit, so I was really unmotivated for a while, and I had a stomach problem, so mentally and physically I was always drained out. So when I ended beauty school and started this business, I was just actually starting to get better. And she told me, you know what, Khyanah, like you need to do this, you need to do that. And I was like, in a way, I felt like she was criticizing me, and it's just I don't know what it is with moms or something. You always feel like you feel it in a different way, like, ah, like,
Mhm.
what do you mean? But she meant it from a really good place, and she's like, you need to make your schedule at 5 a.m., end it whenever you want, but she's like, open it up at 5 a.m., you're just starting off, so 7 days a week, you need to do this. And the only thing I didn't agree on with her was she's very glam, nothing wrong with that, but I was like, you know what, we're joining together into one, let's do it more of a spa vibe. So when you walk into my salon, it's very on my side bohemian, gardeny, and just I wanted a calm presence, and that's one thing we agreed on. But she was really giving me a lot of guidance, and as well as my dad, and they were just talking to me like what I wanted to do, what was my plan and everything. And because of her, I will say I am as busy as I am because trust me, girl, I did not want to wake up at 5 in the morning.
Uh,
I was like, you gotta be kidding me, because I'm like, there's no way people book that early. You're that
I,
one person. I'm like, you know.
I was the one
So,
that booked that early. I was. Yes.
and there are so many more people like you though, and it's amazing because everyone's like, I'm really happy that you wake up this early because, there are some single parents, there are some parents that, take their kids to school and then right after, like, that's the only time they have free. They're like, and I can drop them off, come straight to you because your availability is so broad. And because of that, there's people driving 45 minutes out to see me, an hour out to see me, and
Oof.
it
But
literally fills my heart up because I'm like, oh my God, like, I'm like, for nails. I'm like, okay,
loyalty.
the commitment
Look,
or
the
even for
commitment.
lashes or something like that. So because I'm able to cater to them, I feel so blessed because, I get what I want because they're booking at that time, and I really try to make my prices flexible as well too because we all want to look pretty but on a budget. So,
Look,
you know, I'm making it work out here, and I just love that I can bless so many people, and I get to hear other people's. I'm a therapist in a way too. I get to hear other people's stories
look,
too.
you
So
literally, you are.
I'm like, I love it. So my mom has had such a big impact on me, and I don't even my mom always tells me to do something that doesn't feel like a job because at the end of the day when you
Mhm.
go in it's not going to feel like you're working, like it's going to be a passion. And I'm
Yeah.
so happy I ended up going this route because I literally go into work and it doesn't feel like work, you know what I mean? I'm there making people happy, I'm making people beautiful, I'm making people feel more confident, and it's so rewarding because I've worked at a 9 to 5 job, and that's just putting more money into other people's pockets. So being my own business owner and an entrepreneur, it's so rewarding, and it's all coming to light. And I just had my year opening so this past January,
Yeah.
and I'm so
Yeah.
happy that it's still going really well for me at such a
Mhm.
young age. But you just have to work hard and be committed to the job. And my mom did say, you are first starting off, so you need to go in when you can and do what you need to do to get those customers in. And
Mhm.
I was doing that. Even if I didn't want to wake up at 5 in the morning, I'm like, hey, that's a check that can go towards my car
Look,
payment, my insurance, just something. So I love what I do. And my mom's been doing this for, oh my Lord, like 30 plus years. And she said she's going to do it till the day she died. And I'm like, if when it doesn't feel like a job, you want to keep doing it. It's a passion. And no
yeah.
one can really in a way like teach you that you have to feel that.
Mhm.
So you can't just I feel like yes, things bring you money, but you just can't do it for money because sometimes that will make you miserable. So you just have
Mhm.
to find what you love, and once you find it, just keep grinding towards it. I think things can be super discouraging at some point in time just because I am so young, and I've learned a lot of things throughout this process, but honestly just taking that criticism and learning from it. It's been the biggest thing because I feel like a lot of people will get discouraged and want to quit, but as
Mhm.
long as you just keep pushing and wanting more for yourself, manifesting, and having really good people around you can take you so far. It can take you
Yes.
so far.
Yes. Having a community is so essential in anything.
Even if it's three, you just need positive people around you because if you have
Yeah.
people around you that are lazy, that don't want to work, that you, you're like the tea. No, but you are who you hang around with, honestly. And if
Yes.
you're around people that are lazy, that don't really want anything for themselves, and especially at my age,
Mhm.
I was discouraged at some points. So I'm like, am I doing? Because let me tell you, when you are first starting as self-employed, it's challenging because I had my own nail tech. It's like, why would I leave her to go to you? You know what I mean? I'm comfortable with her, so it's like, what are you gonna bring to the table? And I get it. Like, if you're comfortable with your person, stay with your person. And it's really just social media has taken so much. I'm like, literally, God bless social media because if it wasn't for that, like, girl, the struggle would be real. But
Yeah, I'm handing
just
out flyers.
I'm like, just putting yourself out there and just wanting more can take confidence can take you a long way
It
too.
can take you
So
so many ways. At this point, even if you have to fake it until you make it, like your work could be whack, but girl, if you keep going and pretend that you're
exactly,
confident, and at some point your work get better, then it's like, oh, now you really actually confident, and I will speak
exactly.
for you.
I agree. And then honestly, being so young, because I had first gone to the place when I was 19. Me and my dad were renovating it, and then I turned 20 while I was in that little era. It was everyone was going to college, I'm on Snapchat, of course. I'm seeing everyone's, stories. Everyone's going to parties. Everyone's drinking. And I'm like, damn, like these people are having the time of their life. I'm like, do I really want to do this? But it's just like, no, I'm happy I went this route because once they're done with their partying and stuff, going to college and stuff, they're just now starting life in the real world. And I got kicked right into it, girl.
Look,
Like being your own boss, you have to learn things fast. And being your own business owner, like the responsibility, like it's rewarding again, but it's hard work. Like you have to buy everything yourself, then you have to do your own
mhm,
taxes, put away money. You have to be super smart with so many things. And I was like, damn, like, is this for me? Like, I was like, I felt like I was adulting too fast in a way. And I was like, damn, I want to be a
mhm,
kid. Like, you take for granted those days. I'm like, I just want to go to bed. I want to go sleep. I just want to go back to school. Like, just do something. But it's like, it wasn't for me. It wasn't my passion. I was honestly going to waste my money if I did go to college. I'm
mhm.
not going to lie.
Ooh,
It's not for everybody. College is
yep,
not for
it is not.
everybody. But I was like, I was gonna waste my time doing that. And, college is not just about drinking and stuff like that. And it's just more to it. But I thought it was just that. I thought that was a college experience I was missing.
Mhm,
But I don't need that to be successful. I'm super happy like where I'm at. And I feel like if I was in college, I mean, I would be in a completely different path. I wouldn't be doing what I loved. I would honestly, at the end of the day, route back to this and be restarting. But I'm so happy that I got to do it at such a young age and it's going so well for me right now.
yes.
So,
Oh my goodness. And especially hitting on the college part. College
yeah.
was a really weird time for me, honestly. Like, yes, I would see everyone doing the partying and drinking and fraternities and sororities and dating and yada yada. And then here I am, my little awkward self sitting in a corner trying to figure out like who am I and why are these people here? Like what are they doing? But at the end of the day, if you looking back, there's a lot of people who did graduate who was doing all that partying and they're not doing anything with their lives.
And
They're
that's
not.
where I'm standing on because I'm like, I see all these people and they went to these universities, they're spending like 60K a year.
Mhm.
And nothing's wrong with working, a regular job. A lot of them, because I had worked part time at HEB, they're all
Mhm.
back at like HEB or just doing some regular job. And it's like, all that money. And you're like, here, it's like, oh my gosh. So it's like, you're not missing out on that. I don't know what got me into that mindset that made me
Mhm.
so like scared because I felt so lost again. Again, COVID was happening too, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I really did not know what I was gonna do. Even
Yeah.
with this beauty stuff, I didn't know where I was gonna end up. So
Mhm.
I'm so happy to see myself here now. Honestly, I have a better, vision of what I do want to do now.
Mhm.
So I'm so excited for the future. Honestly, there's so many things that I want to do. And I see so many of my friends that are in college and not preying on anyone's downfall or anything, but they all were drinking and partying so much, they failed almost all their classes and stuff. They're
Mhm.
like literally a freshman still, redoing all their classes and wasting money, getting themselves into deeper debt. And I'm just like,
Mhm.
that would have been me, like for sure, because that was my friend group. That would have been me, like
Mhm.
100%. So I'm
Yeah.
a big believer on everything like happens for a reason. And
Mhm.
at the time, my friends, I had a really I was sociable. Like, I literally got along with everybody. I just have, I just can talk forever. I just got along with everybody, but my main group, they had all left to a different state. And I was so bummed out because I'm like, damn, like, I'm not going with y'all. I'm going to be away. And I just felt like they were my only friends. And I had my boyfriend, of course, but you want your girlfriend still, you know what I mean? It's like a different vibe. I'm like,
Yes.
damn, like, I'm going to
Yes,
be
it
all
is.
alone here. I'm
Yeah.
like, nobody. And I felt so out of place. But, you know, God has mysterious ways of working, and again, everything happens for a reason. And I'm really happy where I'm at right now because I'm surrounded by now really good people and people that are on my level and
Mm-hmm.
stuff that I do. And I honestly feel like with my cousin, I hang out more with her and like her friends, and she is older than me, but I feel like I just gravitate towards like people not my age because I just have like an older soul. I just feel like you don't get it. You don't get the vibe
Yeah,
right now. So
right. You're like, you
I
don't get
always got
Disney
trashed on.
vibes. Like, you
I always
don't
got
get.
trashed on though for working. They're like, "Why are you working so much?" I'm like, "Girl, I got shit to pay for." And they're like, "Well, why don't you just go to parties and stuff?" I'm like, "I have to pay for stuff, y'all."
Mhm.
I'm like, even though my parents, you know, could pay for all my stuff, like they made sure, like, "Hey, pay for your own things, do this." So it's like my mindset was just different. Just being younger, I just had to do my own stuff, and of course, running my own business we ain't playing no more. Adulting just
Yeah,
kicked in. Like you just,
no, it didn't.
you know,
Yeah.
you got to step up. You have to do different things. So, yeah, I just me and my friends at the time, like it was just a different mindset. So I definitely parted ways, and I felt by myself for a little bit. But
Mm,
being by yourself is actually not a bad thing. I thought for so long it's like a bad thing. I'm like, oh my god, I'm alone. Like I'm a loser. But honestly, I'm happy being by myself now. I'm so happy that I'm comfortable by
yeah.
myself and doing things for myself. I felt like I always had someone
Mm,
there with me to
right.
do stuff, but it's reward just doing stuff by my no drama. Let's say
None.
that.
None.
No drama. I
None.
love it. I'm loving life right now. It's great. So
Oh my gosh, I love to hear that you're
yeah.
happy. Okay. And no, there is nothing wrong with being alone. And yes, yes, surrounding yourself with the right people because you are the top 5 people that you surround yourself with. And if you're hanging around people who are lazy, who ain't got nothing going on with their lives, you're gonna end up adapting that same, that same attitude. And the next thing
Mentality,
you
yeah.
know, like your life is crumbling. So hanging around people who like have actually want to do something with their lives, whether they're entrepreneurs, where they're just going after their dreams and having really successful careers, like that is super incredibly important. And so, as someone who is incredibly young, 21, okay, don't play with it,
Yes.
21. Look,
Like just turned 21 finally, and it was right around the corner. I'm
ooh,
excited to
happy birthday, happy birthday.
yeah. I'm like, well, it was December, but still, I'm like, it's
Oh,
fresh, it's
but
new,
still, but
new
still,
era, new
but still,
chapter.
but still. Scorpios and Sagittarius apparently right there. So, hello.
Period.
So, as a 21-year-old business owner,
Yeah.
and which I love that for you, have you ever come across people who don't take you seriously because of your age or who minimize you? And not only because your age, but also because you black. So,
Yes.
how have you responded to these people and actually your mindset as well? Because you have to come with the right mindset to respond
Exactly.
to these people.
Honestly, I'm still navigating how to speak up for myself for sure.
Hmm.
And when people say certain things, even though I might not say something out loud, my face speaks for itself. So I need to control my face, honestly, if
Woo,
anything.
baby. Ah.
So I definitely need to like fix my reactions or my expressions because even if I don't say anything, like you can tell how I'm feeling by my face. Because I'll be like,
Hmm.
I'm just making a face. I'm like, oh, let
Same.
me
I don't say it, my face will.
let me fix that real quick. But
Mhm.
for sure, I think that's the biggest thing that I'm trying to navigate because I'm not gonna say who, but I did recently go on a business trip, and a lot of people were asking me questions and wanted to know like what platform I was using for my business, like how did I get my clientele, like how did I get started, like did I have an LLC, like how did I learn this, and just a bunch of questions that they were curious about. And I'm honestly such an open book, so I was telling them everything. I honestly don't care, and they were. I mean, they're not old, but they were late 20s, early 30s, and I'm taking this class, and out of nowhere, I don't know what happened, but someone had asked for my age. And I was 20 at the time. And I was like, oh, I'm 20. And out of nowhere, all the reactions were like, you're 20? Like, how do you know all that then? Like, how do you know all of this when you're 20? Like, that's impossible. Like, oh, and I'm like, oh. I'm like, not y'all switching up on me. We were just best friends
Mhm.
these past 2 days. And like, what's going
Right.
on?
You're projecting.
And they're like, after that, their demeanor definitely changed, and they're like, "Oh,
Mhm.
like you don't understand, like you're a child." I'm like, "Not the other day when you were asking me all these questions and just,
Right.
riding
Mhm.
me, girl, for what?" Like what? I was like, "Oh," and since I am newer to the industry, I'm still trying to navigate that because it's really hard, and I'm like, I feel, you know, confused because I'm like, why did that just happen? Like if I didn't say my age, y'all still would have been acting normal, but they're like, oh, like now they're trying to make jokes to me, like, oh, like you're a child, like you don't know this, like, and kind of like putting me off to the side in a way because it was a group of 6 people,
Mhm.
and I was like, damn, not y'all, judging me off my age and stuff, and I'm just like, okay, keep that. And I was like, I try not to say my age again just because I feel like it can be intimidating. And I don't ever want to undermine anyone. And I never try to make people feel stupid. I hate when people do that. And just because I am young and I am where I'm at doesn't mean, you're doing something wrong. Just because you're 35 starting to doing tattooing doesn't mean, you're out of place in life. Everyone is on a different progress on their life. They're in different seasons in their life. And just because I'm doing this, like, and I'm so fortunate because of my mom, I'm able to do this. Because if I was by myself, it's not easy at all. It's not easy at all. I have my mom, so I have a good support system. That's why I'm able to do what I was able to do. And not everybody has that. So me
Mhm.
starting this young is because of my family, honestly. My mom, she's hardworking again, and I'm privileged. Not everyone has that. So some people are going to start 10 years later because to start your own business, girl, I was on Facebook Market to save my money, but girl, it is expensive. Like you have to buy
Mhm.
your own equipment and then you have to buy your products. And then,
Mhm.
if you run out of that product, you have to buy more, the shipping. And girl, let me tell you, I got everything on Black Friday. I was trying to save my coins. I was like, let me save it for this day. Let me make my list. So I think I try to come off, like I know what I'm talking about because I honestly I do, but I feel like people undermine me because they're like, oh, you shouldn't know that because you are 20. It's like, girl, when you are passionate again and you want to learn, again, I hate reading books, but I was a bookworm for this business and stuff. I was reading into it. I was going on YouTube, looking at videos, just doing my research on so many things, asking questions. And to me, no question can be a stupid question sometimes because, even though it might be a stupid question to me, like I'm new at this. I don't know what I'm doing, so I'm gonna ask you questions. And I don't know. A lot of people like to undermine me, but that's your own opinion. Take it. I look where I'm at, girl. I'm doing what I'm doing.
Look,
So
doing what you're
actions speak louder than
doing.
words. So you can say what you want to say about me being so young, but honestly, I don't get upset really fast, which is probably not the best thing. I'm like, oh, you were asking me questions the other day, so that's why I'm like, okay, whatever. But I'm like, don't have that judgment on people just because we are young that we just don't know what we're doing. We do. Some of us do at least. So
Mhm.
I'm right here. You're looking at one. Hi.
Hello, hello. And look, but I also love that, like, even though these older people are basically looking down on you and giving and acting a certain type of way, that is not your responsibility again, right?
Exactly.
That is them feeling like, dang, she got what she wanted at 20 years old. And here I
And I think
am,
it's
30,
that, yeah.
35, and I'm still barely figuring it out, right?
Right.
And
Yeah.
that's them, that they're jealous. And they need to evaluate that jealousy and turn it into motivation instead of
Yes.
undermining you and judging you and
A
making you feel like
projection for
crap.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree because I am sensitive. So I wasn't offended by it. I was like, oh, okay, like they're intimidated in a way, but I was like, why do people get like that? And I just think it's intimidating, but I'm like, be happy, like boost another one up. You know what I mean? Like be happy
Yeah.
for each other or something. But
Yeah. And that's okay. And if they are intimidated, girl, walk in that intimidation. Like, yes, you should be intimidated by me.
hi.
Walk in there, hello, with your head high
Right.
and keep on. Keep on doing what you gotta
Right.
do. If you're gonna be upset because I'm 20, 21,
Right.
making money, buying my car and doing whatever, then that's on you,
Yep.
you know?
Yep. Period.
And
Period.
so there's really nothing you can do about that, but I still love that you continue to, just pushed it to the side and was like, you know what? That's
You
nothing to
gotta
do with
keep
me. Now let me
pushing.
keep going. Yeah.
Yes, because at the end of the day, I can't control anyone's thoughts or their opinions or anything. So as long as I can control myself and do what I need to keep doing, that's all that matters. So yeah, gotta keep pushing it. Gotta keep doing
Exactly. Exactly.
it.
And so now you are about to go into a different season of your life. So, as creators, as entrepreneurs, as people who are just trying to make it out here in these streets, we
Yes.
are constantly going through different seasons in our lives. So, how are you feeling about this new season of your life, and where do you see it heading? Give us a little sneaky sneak.
I'm so excited for the future. Again, like I feel like I was in this really negative headspace like for so long. Now that my vision is getting like clear in a way, I really want to start focusing on my social media content. I've always had a passion like for YouTube, doing podcasts. That's when you asked me, I'm like, you know what? Even though it's out of my comfort zone, like I love chit chatting. Like, let me just do it. Like taking
Ooh,
that first step, just doing it
okay.
can
Right.
just do so many things for you. So I really need to be consistent though, but I really want to advance with my beauty, like my in my industry. I really want to start doing classes. I'm very patient. That's one thing God gifted me with. I'm super patient. So I feel like I would be such a great teacher. And I feel like a lot of people nowadays, they do have a lot of classes that they are offering, but
Mm-hmm.
not a lot of people are teachers. Not everyone can be teachers. And I feel like that's one thing that will set me aside because I feel like I will be patient. I will be there for you long term. So I definitely want to do that. I definitely want to either do that with nails or waxing or something eventually. So that will be in the future though, for sure. I definitely want to start posting on YouTube more content, just videos like how to do, like how
Mm-hmm.
to remove cuticle dead skin or something. So I can, because not a lot of, again, beauty school is expensive, and not everyone's fortunate to have people to help them pay for it and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So YouTube University can, jump in and help a little bit. So just
Good.
posting more content on there. Hopefully just doing more like podcasts and just doing that because it's my passion. Eventually, if I ever end up doing it, like singing or something like that. So I just definitely want to like go into a different route in my life. Like, there's just so many things that I am passionate about.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, now that I'm here with the beauty and a year later, I know that if I stick my mind to it and I'm committed and I just stick to it and just hard work at it, I can get to where I want to be at. So those things, but when, I don't know, but it'll get there eventually.
Hey,
So
look, we'll get there. Oh
that
my
is,
gosh. Okay, so when the podcast comes out, you know what?
you like, I'm
Look,
here. Yes.
I would love to be, just a little guest or whatever, whatever.
Yes, of
Um,
course. I'm like, I need who I can, you know what I mean? So,
yes.
and you've always had good energy, so you will always be on the list, honey. Miss Diane
Oh, top of the
girl.
class.
Yes, ma'am. If you want to be girl, I put you number one right there.
But I think that is super cool. Honestly, you just like gave me a big head right now. It's already big, but like you made it
You're
even
like,
bigger. But look, okay,
hey, have a
but
big
I
head, girl.
honestly
Have a big head.
look,
You
I
gotta
got a
walk
big
around
ass
with
head,
a
okay?
head.
It's okay. But I love to hear that when you said content. Okay, so I like literally took a break. I like dropped off the face of the earth for like well over 6, 7, 8 months. Okay, and
Yeah.
now that we're slowly getting back into things, I'm like, dang, I really got to get back into my content back. Especially since I work with creators on the daily and seeing what they do. And it's honestly like inspiring me and kind of motivating me a bit. And I'm like, let me get my life together and just record and put the videos out there, even if they look like the bottom of a raggedy, dirty
Girl,
shoe.
and I agree. I think about it too hard. I just need to do it too. I have all these pictures. I
Exactly.
need to just put them together and just.
Yes, you got all them videos sitting in your drafts. And I know y'all listeners got some videos, multiple videos sitting in your drafts, and you have not posted them because you're
that
overthinking and you're thinking too much. You're not going to get anywhere if you're just thinking too much. Just post it and go.
that
Fail. If it gets 2 views, cool. If it gets 100, that's amazing because you know what? If you think about
it
the
only
fact
takes
that
that one
100
video to
people
blow
watch it,
up.
yes,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
just
Mm-hmm.
100 people saw your video, And just imagine yourself in a room. There's 100 people sitting there watching you, listening to you.
Yeah.
That's amazing, because there's people not even getting any views at all. There's people
And
that
that look
don't
up to, yes.
yeah.
So you can be one person's change. It starts with one person and just it's a domino effect.
I
So
love that. You can be one person's change.
yes.
You can
I
just
mean,
end right there. Just boop.
boo. Yes, girl. Let me tattoo it right quick. That's so funny. No, it's it's so funny because I took 2 classes for tattooing. And this one girl, I was super, super scared. I texted her, I'm like, hey, like, how do you know this is for me? Like, can I watch something? Or like, tell me what you teach? And it was so crazy because I want to say she's 23. She lives in Miami, Florida, and she is a millionaire. And I follow her content and I love it. And I was like, how did you get into it? Like, how did you know this was for you? She was like, I want to give you a second though. She was like, I want to let you know that you have inspired me so much. And I was like, girl, I don't even know you. Like, where's this coming from? And she's like,
What?
you have inspired me so much. I used to watch your YouTube videos growing up, and she was homeless. She was in women's shelters and everything. She's like, you made such an impact on my life when I had nobody. Your videos made me laugh. They encouraged me. They made me happy. And because of you, like, it really sparked my interest in social media. And I was like,
Wow.
and I didn't even know that she knew me. So like it was just like so crazy how that like worked out. And I was like, that made me so emotional. I was like, oh my god, that's so sweet. Like I was like cringe because all the videos back then I was in high school. I was like, oh, I know I look busted, but I was like, that's so crazy how it takes that one person to really
Yeah.
you just motivate somebody. You don't even know. So for her to tell me that, I was like, damn, like if I just would have been consistent and not in my head, I could have gone a lot further. But just hearing that from her really like motivated me. You know what? I could do it. And I like just her. I changed her, and she was watching me in women's shelters when she was all by herself. So that was super. That always sits with me because I'm like, wow, like you can be someone's change, even if it's one person. That's someone's change.
That is incredibly inspirational. And you never know who's watching. And I think that will be something that you carry on throughout your life.
Yeah.
Honestly, even on the days that you don't feel like doing anything, where you're not feeling motivated, where you don't even want to roll out of bed and you want to cancel all your clients in one day, right? You will literally have that in your mind, like, wow, this person used to watch my content and now they're out here killing it. They're a millionaire
Yes.
now, right?
Yes.
And I've had people like tell me, they're like, oh my gosh, I see you doing all the things and you're honestly like a motivation and you're doing so well. Even on the days that I don't feel like I'm doing great, people tell me like, no, you're doing great, or I love that video, or I love like whatever. And honestly, y'all, like, you see me here doing this podcast, I don't know what I'm doing,
Right.
but I'm doing it and I'm
You're
figuring it
doing
out on the
it.
way.
Yes.
And that's all that you can do is just do it and figure it out. And you never know who's listening. You never know who's going to pick it up. And one day you could freaking blow up. Like the one time that
Literally.
you might want to quit, that one thing could have blew you up.
For
People,
real.
I read this book called Atomic Habits. Okay. And I'm sure like this book is like in everybody's mind, and it's just like it's super popular. And it has sold, I think, well over like 10 million to 50 million copies or something crazy. And in one instance, he was talking about how people typically, so basically, it takes a lot of small moves in order for you to basically be successful, for something to take off. And a
Right.
lot of times people stop at a certain point right before they blow up. So at that
Mm.
point that you gave up, that next one you could have blew up and things could have taken off. So never stop, regardless of how bored you may be. Because look, these businesses out here, these multimillionaires, they are not continuing on. They did not get where they are because they were always motivated. They got there because they were bored. Okay, do
Right.
the boring things, do the lawyer things, the LLC, the taxes, like do all of that.
Yes.
At the end of the day, you're going to get where you want to be. Keep eyes on the prize, right? And so tell us a story then, because in order for us to get to where we're going to be, we're going to deal with challenges all the time, every time. Like as soon as you think your life is going smooth, boop, another challenge, boop, another obstacle, boop. rinse, do, whatever, right? So
Right.
tell
Life.
us a
Life
story.
though. In one
Look,
little sentence.
look, okay. So tell us a story of the biggest challenge that you faced as a creator and how you use that to use that fuel to grow and to continue doing what you love.
Honestly, I I think for so long I it's really weird because I grew up, I feel like, as my sister, her name's Tatiana Bass, but I always grew up, I was like, oh, like Tatiana's little sister or Tatiana's this. And I feel like for so long, I didn't have my own like image or
Mhm.
my own name. And it was always so discouraging. And, you know, people are mean. And I would post a video, then everyone's like, who do you think you are? Like, you look weird. Like, why are you posting a video talking to yourself? Or like, why are you doing this? Like, why are you doing that? Or, oh, like, you think you're all that. Like, just always judgment from people. And it's always somebody that's doing nothing. You're getting criticized by people doing, it's always the
Girl,
people that are
poor
doing
people
nothing,
are the
honestly.
loudest.
That though. So I'm just like, for so long though, I said that I'm so sensitive. So for so long, I let other people's judgment consume me. Again, I feel like I didn't have the best friends around me. I wasn't in a really good friend group. And then mentally and physically, I was super sick. So there
Mm,
was just so many things telling me like, oh, like you're not good enough, like you can't do this, or like what makes you think you can't be successful. And once you get out of that like headspace, that fog, you can excel so far in life. Honestly, like who gives a flying crap what other people think? Because at least, like you said, at least you're doing something.
mhm,
And I feel like people see that and they get intimidated. They get scared. They're like, oh, you're like, oh, she's actually getting somewhere. Like, oh, she's actually like doing, oh, can I be your friend? Oh, no, you want to be my friend now. Fuck
mhm.
you. You can
Right,
go over there. You can
right.
sit in that corner.
Mhm,
No. So people love to see other people, I feel like, when they're down though sometimes. Like when
mhm,
you're at your most vulnerable, like people love seeing you at your weakest. They feed off of that. And
mhm,
it's so sad in our generation, but bad news spreads faster than good news. So
mhm,
there's always going to be an obstacle. It's how you overcome it. And again, if I have such a good boyfriend too, I always like, girl, I'm always, oh, I don't want to do it because I'm scared. Like this girl, said something to me, and now like, I don't want to fuck up and like do this again. How are you gonna learn?
mhm.
Fuck it then. If she don't want you practice on her. Okay, whatever. She didn't like it. Okay, next one. There's always gonna be a next one that's looking up to you. And
Right.
I feel like when I would mess up, everyone's seeing that. I always felt like, oh, everyone's looking at me. But
Mhm,
again, someone's looking up to me. They don't know that I fucked up. And
mhm.
again, confidence will take you a long way, girl. Just keep
Long
going.
way.
Just keep
Okay.
pushing.
Look.
And I think letting other people's judgment influence the way you feel will stop you. You cannot let that impact you. You just have to keep pushing because at the end of the day, at least you're doing something. And I
Mhm,
feel like I'm so happy where I'm at because, again, I only probably have a handful of friends on one hand,
mhm,
but that's all I need because those are the people that support me, that actually encourage me, that want the best for me. And I'm letting good people in my life because I feel like before, when I had those negative people, they're like, oh, you look stupid doing that. It's like, oh, I do look stupid. Why would I listen to that? Because now I let their judgment pass on me and I'm just following in their footsteps. Like, what the fuck were you doing?
mhm.
Looking back, it's like,
Nothing.
I took your criticism and I was running with it. It's like, you didn't even want the best for me. There's going to be so many people around you that act like they want the best for you, but they don't. They are
Mhm.
praying for your downfall. They
Literally.
want you to tell them that one negative thing. Oh, that bitch ain't doing good because, this, oh my, oh, that one thing happened. You know what I mean? They're like, oh, like she's doing horrible. Like people feed off of that energy so much more than
Mhm,
people that want to feed off of your good energy.
mhm,
And honestly, just really be hyper aware of like who you surround yourself with because as much as in a way I wanted to be friends with everybody,
Mm.
Having so much around you, that noise can really bring you down. Like, you really need to focus on what you want, what your intentions are, and set goals for the day. And for the week, for the day, for the month, for the hour, just start with something, because then that can push you to just want more. And going into this year, I I saw something that was like, don't set goals for the year, because if you don't make it by the end of the year, you feel discouraged. Do it by week if that helps you. Do it by month so it seems more, intentional. Because if
Mhm.
you do all these things for the whole year and you don't make them by the end of the year, you feel like, oh shit, I'm not going to do anything else for the next year because I couldn't even do it this year.
Mhm.
Do one thing for the month of January. Do it. Hey, at least you complete. Like, hey, I did this past month. I'm so happy for myself. I could do that. I can do another thing. Start adding on more to your plate. Always just have good intentions for yourself. And I feel like a lot of people don't want to do stuff for themselves because it feels like it's too selfish. But it's like, if you can work a 9 to 5 job, you can work a 9 to 5 for yourself, honey. Put in
Mhm.
that work for content. Take off.
Mhm.
I started taking off Sundays for me,
Love
and those
that.
days are gonna be for posting, editing, reaching out to people, answering DMs. Because again, I was working 7 days out of the week. I had really no time for myself, but I'm like, you know what? I need to take care of myself too. So just being more intentional with my days and just setting goals for myself, because self care is the best care too. You have to be selfish
You
in
have.
order to get what you want. And at the end of the day, people in business will walk all over you. That's one thing. I'm over
Mhm.
here nice, playing friendly. They don't give a crap how old you are. They don't care who you are. If you're in their way, they'll get through you to get to where they want to be at. People will use you,
They will.
and sometimes it can be for good things, sometimes it can be for bad things. Always
Mhm.
take an opportunity, though, to learn. And, you know, always just learn from everything, even if it's a good or bad experience. Even if it's a bad experience, don't let that be your one define. Let that be
Mhm.
something that encourages you to want more, to
Mhm.
learn more, and to give yourself more. And once you start honestly pouring more love into yourself and wanting more for yourself, you will see a lot more things grow. You will see your true branches grow. And literally, these past 3 years have been so rewarding, and I'm so happy that I'm doing so many things for myself and
Yeah.
not for other people. And I'm finally seeing myself flourish. And I always think, like, oh my God, like, my life's over. Girl, I'm 21. Everyone's like, shut
Oh,
up.
boom.
Right. They're like, girl, you are just a baby. And someone's like, you know
Literally.
what? It's my first year in adulting because I'm 21. So I'm year one. So I'm still a baby, y'all.
I
I'm
love
just
that.
learning. I'm just learning. I'm just taking my baby steps. And I think because when I wouldn't pass something or I would fail at something, like, fuck, I can't do
Mhm.
it anymore. It's like, no, girl, you have so much more to live for. Some people are starting businesses at 35 and just now taking off. Like, it doesn't matter what age you are, just do it, and
Mhm.
do it with pride, do it with confidence, and do it with love, and it will take you so far. And you'll be happy and look back and like, damn, I did that.
You
I
did
did
that.
that.
Oh,
So
oh my gosh, that is so good. We can just like end this right here. Oh, okay. Because
yeah.
that is so good, so rich. Just surrounding yourself with the right people. Continue to do what you love, right? Forget the people who are haters, giving you the side eye. Like, just
Mhm.
keep going.
Be
And then
selfish.
literally
Be
be
selfish.
selfish, be intentional. That's literally my word for the year and honestly my life. But the word for the for the year
That.
is intention. Like being intentional with who I give my time to, being intentional with who I surround myself with, the type of work that I do, like being intentional with everything, with
Yeah.
working out, with taking care of myself, like with everything. And I love to hear that you've also started taking better care of yourself because girl, them hours 5 a.m. to 9 p.m. Who
Exhausting.
baby
It's rewarding, but girl, doing them lashes, just looking down, your neck will break, honey. I'm like,
breaking.
oh my gosh, my
Okay.
neck. I was like, my neck,
What
my back. I'm like, Jesus
I
Christ. So, um, no, I'm loving taking care of myself on Sundays. I was having a hard time because I was like, I need to take off one day. What day should that be? Because I really love catering to my customers, but I'm like, everyone is off on Sundays, so I could keep Sundays open. But I'm like, every single day out of the week, I was booked. So I'm like, fuck, what day do I take off? I don't know. But I'm
Yeah,
like, you know what? Someone's like, do it for yourself. Who cares? Your customers will
literally.
adjust to the time.
They
So I was like, you know
will.
what?
And
I
if
was like, you're
they
right.
don't, they're not meant for you, and that is okay. You will find those
And
who
that's being
are.
intentional. What's meant for me will
Yeah.
come to me, and not will just find its own way. So I'm just taking pride for this year. I'm so happy with everything that I'm doing, and I can honestly say I am so happy with my life right now. And just because I'm not doing that one thing that I don't want doesn't mean I'm not doing it. I'm slowly getting to those steps. It's just I'm in a certain season in my life. It's gonna come at some point, but just not right now. So I'm just trusting the process, just trusting the
Yes.
process and doing it.
Yes,
So,
and that's all you can do is trust the process. And baby, you are
yes.
doing so great. I'm just so proud of you. I've only known you for like an incredibly short amount of time, but I am just so proud of you and just hearing your story and just where you've come from and how you just continue going on. Just like I love
Thank
that.
you
You
so
really
much.
are an inspiration. Whether you like fully believe it or not, with those little voices inside your head be like, nah, you ain't really doing it right, but you are.
That,
You are
that, and
21.
I
You are
appreciate it so
unique.
much. It was I'm so happy, like, stepping out of my comfort zone, doing a podcast. So I was like, I'm gonna suck right now. I'm like, hopefully she doesn't get upset, or like if I'm not meeting the par or whatever. But
There is no
it was this has been so much fun. I'm so honored that you asked me, because literally, like, you didn't even know that I wanted to start doing like my YouTube or podcast. And when you asked me, I'm like, the timing, like, oh my lord, the timing.
literally the
Thank God
timing.
for Diamond.
What? Exactly. I love
Yes.
that. Oh my gosh. Well, I'm so happy that you joined today. So to close it out, leave something for the girlies to ponder on, to think about, some actionable things. So what are three pieces of actionable advice that you would give to creators, entrepreneurs, people who are in their 20s who want to start a business or want to start creating content or doing all the things, but are either scared or have zero clue on where to start or what to do? And they just kind of just want to not do it. They're afraid to take that first step.
Right. The first thing I would say for sure, and it sounds like cliche, but just do it. Literally, you have to step out of your comfort zone. And that's a good thing. If you are uncomfortable, it's a good thing. It's a new thing. You have to be uncomfortable and do it with freaking confidence, because that will take you a long way. I didn't
Mm-hmm.
know what the hell I was doing starting my own business, but I did it,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm here. And do your research. You just cannot be lazy.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a lot of people are like, well, I want what she has. And like she does, and it looks like she's not doing anything. Girl, it takes hard work to get where some people, like, a lot of things my mom has, a lot of people are like, oh, like she was just given that, or like she possibly couldn't get that from doing hair. No, honey, she made it happen, and she got it from doing hair. She got her
Mm-hmm.
G-Wagon from doing hair.
Mm-hmm.
But she didn't just get it. She
Mm-hmm.
worked long hours. She was committed. She had a house to pay for, bills to pay for, a car note, insurance, medical, sick babies, and she still did it. It's called hard work. So you cannot be lazy.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot be, I emphasize, get up and do it. You cannot be lazy. Just stepping out of your comfort zone for sure. Don't be lazy, and just do research, honestly. Again, everything is costly nowadays. I will definitely say that everything is so much money, but just hopping on your phone. I don't know if Barnes and Nobles has a computer or whatever. Do your research, or just sit in Barnes and Nobles and read books
Girl.
um,
Or this free thing
of
called
how to
Google,
start a
y'all.
business, anything. TikTok University too. They be helping out too so much.
Look.
There's so many things that are given to our hands, because I think a lot of people take for granted, like, oh, I don't know how to do this. There's people overseas that don't have a house, that don't have a phone and stuff. We are blessed to have things that are at our hands that are
Mhm.
not being used. Siri. Use Siri.
Mhm.
Use something.
Exactly.
So
Okay.
anything.
I have to
So
whisper so she don't hear me. Alexa, you know what I'm saying?
right, something. So honestly, just getting up and doing it, and just day by day, just doing it. Do not be
Mhm.
lazy and just do research and be happy while doing it. You know what I mean? Just be selfish and happy, because if you're doing it for money, honey, sometimes it does not go a long way. Like for a while, I wanted to do medical stuff because I'm like, oh, the money.
Uh,
I'm having good girl, 10 years of school. I would have been goddamn miserable.
ah,
I was like, who do you
well,
think I am?
bless
You
the
have to be
doctor.
happy with what you're doing. It has to be a passion. Make sure
Mhm.
it's your passion, because if it's not, you know, you're gonna be miserable.
Yeah.
Some people would be miserable going at 5 a.m. in the morning, but I make it happen. I get to approve those appointments. You know what I mean? I'm not willing to
Mhm.
like, oh, I'm hating this. Like I get to approve those appointments. So, be happy doing it all and just be confident. So those are my suggestions for sure. Hopefully that helped a little bit. I think
Oh my gosh.
those are
Look,
my little things.
amazing, amazing. So great, Khyanah. Well, y'all have nothing else to add to that. Take it with you, run with it, and do what it do. Khyanah, baby, thank you so much for being here, for being a guest. And
Thank
I
you.
truly just have so much love for you and appreciate you so
Thank
much.
you.
So
I
tell the
really
people.
appreciate you. I appreciate you so much. You have been such a light, and I appreciate all the questions and you letting me just blab on, girl. Hot, girl. Everyone's like, shut up, Khyanah. I'm like, it's okay, y'all. I'm like, I just always talk too much. So this is therapeutic. This is fun. I love
Hey,
this.
look, that's why I have a podcast because I like to talk. So this is my outlet. So
Perfect,
more
perfect.
than welcome to blab all the time.
Yay.
So
Thank
tell
you so
everyone where they
much.
can find you.
So, a lot of my social media is just Khyanah Bass, my first and last name. So KHYANAHBASS, like a fish, bass like a fish, y'all, not ass, bass. So people get confused. And that's gonna be on Instagram, TikTok, and on YouTube. So, my beauty page for what I do is thebeautyproject.tx. May or may not be changing that soon, but we're gonna leave that there for the year. But we'll see
Okay.
what I have in store. But that's
Okay.
my socials that you can find me at. And yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, y'all go find her. Ah, you will not be disappointed. Well, y'all, I hope y'all enjoyed this episode of the Dope Creator Podcast. And I will see y'all soon.